All right. So, welcome back to Friendly Fire. My name is Justin Stevens. This is Friendly Fire by Rival. So, Rival is our sponsor for this episode every single week. And what we're going to be doing on this new show is bringing you a little bit of the new updates every single week about Rival itself, placing some online head-to-head challenges, buying some online bingo cards through Rival, and all that sort of stuff, and a little bit of breakdown for today's show. We're going to be going over all the newest updates. We're going to be playing an actual bingo card with our guy Neal from Rival and from Clock Dodgers, and then plus we're going to learn a little bit about the new bonus game feature that I've been playing, and I've held myself back all day long from playing this just so I can show you guys on the screen how to play it. But before we get to all that, here's the official commercial. For those that aren't already aware, Rival Fantasy is the newest evolution in fantasy sports. Rival's all-in-one fantasy platform has changed the fantasy sports landscape. From fantasy bingo, where you mark off boxes of achievements that your players accomplish on the field, to season-long and best ball leagues, to mock drafts and challenges, and more. They have the perfect user-friendly website and app for you. So send a challenge to your friend or send a challenge to your rival and tell them to put their money where their mouth is. But your first deposit of up to $200 will be matched, plus an additional $25 just for using that link, joinrival.com/titletribe. That's joinrival.com/titletribe. Well, Neal, I tried to get Ryan Reynolds to do that commercial for us, but unfortunately he was unavailable. But we got the next best thing in to talk about Rival. We got Neal Maligno from Rival Fantasy. How's it going tonight, buddy?
Good, man. Good. How are you?
I'm hanging in there. I'm watching my NCAA brackets get busted right out the gate. I saw an update that only 0.1% of all brackets are still alive to be 100% correct after Kentucky lost against Oakland tonight. So yeah, interesting stuff.
That's wild.
Yeah, this is also why I don't really bet on college basketball.
Yeah, I stay away from college sports for the most part. I'm just not as well versed and not as deep dived into it, so I stay away from it.
All right, well, Neal, tell us where they can find you, where they can find your work, and just a quick rundown for other than any of the basics that I might have hit with that commercial. If there's anything other than that pops out about Rival that the people need to know right now before we get started.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, you hit a lot of, the great points already, but in terms of, where you could find Rival, you can go to rivalfantasy.com if you want to use the web version of the site and the platform, or you could just download the Rival Fantasy Sports app, whatever smartphone you have, download it, play it on your phone. Of course, you can find us on all the social media platforms at Rival Fantasy. So if you have questions or you just want to stay up to date on things, if you're not staying up to date here at Twills of Titles, you can go to the socials and find information there as well. And of course, yeah, just all the different socials, the YouTube, Twitter, all that kind of stuff, or X, whatever you want to call it. I would say those are the best places to hit up.
All right, very good. So I do like to take a little bit of time to talk about the most recent sports updates. So I'd be remiss if I didn't talk about NCAA basketball. I know they have nothing to do with Rival right now, but there is NBA. These guys are going to be playing in the NBA soon. So we're going to get to some NBA stuff here in just a moment. But one upset today was I always chop up the name, but BYU lost to them. Duquesne, that's the name of it. Duquesne beat the number 11 seed, beat the number 6 seed BYU, for those of you that didn't see that earlier. And in case you're living under a rock and didn't get updates out the wazoo, Kentucky, number 3 seed Kentucky, did lose to Oakland tonight, 4 points. Kind of a nail biter there. And then, Kentucky just completely fell apart, it looked like to me. And then Iowa was the 2 seed. Oh, nope, there it is. They got the green check mark. That was messed up on ESPN there for a quick second. I had to hit refresh. I was like, hold on now. Iowa State, 2 seed, did win. Illinois, 3 seed, beat Morehead State. Let's see.
I think Oregon beat South Carolina.
Okay, there you go. Creighton worried me because they did the same thing earlier where they had the green or the red X on ESPN. next to Creighton, and I had Creighton going to the Elite Eight, so I was pretty concerned there. But yeah, they gave me the check mark. Colorado State. It looks like Colorado State lost to Texas. So yeah, I think that's Arizona won. I think that's all of them. For those of you that are trying to mark down you know what? Michigan State. I got to talk about Michigan State for a second because we did a Patreon only giveaway on Tuesday night, or not Tuesday night, on Monday night, I believe. Mark, Simon, and myself did one, and we had one extra team left that did not get drawn, and that was Michigan State. And that's because we ran out of Patreon giveaways. If we went into another tier to give to, we wouldn't have enough teams. So I was going to give that away Tuesday night and completely forgot. Okay, so guys, just so you know, if Michigan State survives and they beat North Carolina, then that's an extra free team that we will still have. That's going to be in the Sweet 16. And it's Tom Izzo. So you never know. Like, Tom Izzo is just kind of known for finding ways to make it into the Sweet 16, right? So, so I will give away the Michigan State team to any Patreon, not to any Patreon, but to a Patreon on Tuesday night's flagship show. And this time, hopefully, I won't forget. But yeah, so college basketball is the hot news right now. But other than that, the big news is Rival Fantasy and their new updates. Neal, I got to say, all season long throughout the NFL season, we had several guys that were kind of chiming in here and there that were saying, I kind of like this feature a little bit that you guys don't do, or maybe this feature needs to be tweaked just a little bit. You guys more than listened to the crowd, because you guys have revamped this website almost, in my opinion. Like, there's a lot of similarities and a lot of the games are the same, but it's so much more user friendly now. And it was already pretty user friendly to me. Like, when these people would talk about it, I'd be like, I don't even get what the issue is here. But then you change it and it's like, oh, now I get it. So, I mean, the people are smarter than I give them credit for. But I want to kind of talk a little bit about some of these big changes. So if you would go ahead and take a moment and just kind of explain some of the big differences between what we saw back in December and what we're seeing now.
Yeah, I mean, I guess a lot of there's a lot of just user experience type things that are dramatically different that I'm sure people are noticing in terms of like even just the sidebar, on the navigation on the sidebar where all the games are at and stuff. We just kind of cleaned up everything over there, made it easier to find, refer a friend, and all the socials and all that kind of stuff. Then you got the bonus game, which you mentioned earlier. That's been added to the system, which we have a lot of people who love that. So that's been a lot of fun. And then of course, what's that? Oh, you want to do it? Oh, there you go.
Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and do it because I've been itching, like I said. And I wanted to ask you, too, is this reset at the same time every single day?
I believe so, yeah. Just the same time. Because you'll come on it if you didn't do it 24 hours ago, to say like 14 hours to the next one or whatever. So it just resets at the same time every day.
All right. So give my people a little bit of an insight. Does it really matter if they shuffle it or not?
You know what? I've always shuffled it just for the fun of it, so I don't really know if it matters. I do it for the fun, man.
I've lost like the last 4 in a row, but like the first 5 I won. So like
I've been on a hot streak.
Yeah. Well, since you're on here now, you're going to change my luck. So which one are you picking right here? You're the guy that has the inside knowledge.
Let's go with the far left.
Far left. And I did not shuffle. Oh, I should have shuffled. I should have shuffled. That's on me. That's all I did. I would have shuffled. We would have won. All right. So what do the tickets do?
So the tickets basically just depends on what you get. Obviously, we got the oops, try again, so we got nothing. But you could win different stuff. You can win tickets, which will actually let you draw again here on the screen. So you would just collect it, and then you'd be able to go again with it right away. Otherwise, you'll win stuff like, $5 in bingo, $1 for challenges, all different kinds of, just free stuff. And again, yeah, you have them there. You see where it says your voucher. So you have a free bet for bingo there. You have $10 in Bestball, which is awesome. So yeah, like these things just happen every day, every 24 hours. It's just a way to encourage people to have fun, give away some stuff. Just for those who are staying active, who are on there every day, just another way to, kind of give back, have some fun with them. And so, yeah, it's just ways to win free stuff to play the games that we have.
And we have our notification bar up here so that I can look and see whenever I see those challenges from you that randomly pop up on Sundays right before football. Yeah.
Yep.
See, so go ahead and because you were trying to fill a best ball, weren't you?
I was. I don't know if it filled or not, but yeah,
Oh,
basically, yeah. So we added Best Ball, which we haven't really spoke about here yet today, but with you. But like Best Ball was our latest big addition to the platform. We've been kind of waiting for this, and especially, we have people who ask different things, right? Like when we launched season long, they're like, "Oh, will there be basketball? Will there be baseball?" And we kind of thought, okay, do we try to cram out a baseball and a basketball version, or do we go best ball to really get it out there to have it, flying at the level we want it to fly at? So we went with best ball. So coming down the line, like we may have season baseball later, basketball, but for now, best ball is kind of like our middle ground for that, which I appreciate because like, yeah, with baseball, it's like a daily job to run, fantasy baseball leagues. And so it's like you're constantly in there. Even with basketball, it's kind of a daily thing to be honest with you. I mean, I'm in some leagues. I do some leagues with my son, and so it's like every day I'm worried about picking up a player, dropping a player, this and that. So the best ball is kind of like that middle ground that I like a lot personally because I don't have to do all that. I get to
yeah.
just draft my team, and then I get to just not worry about it. So I'm in more leagues than I care to explain at this point. Um, but yeah, I'm really enjoying this. If you've been doing it, all along, we at one point we had MLB full season slow drafts. We got rid of those because the season's right around the corner. We had the Soul game that just happened in Seoul for the MLB the other day. We had best ball for that just recently. Obviously, it's gone now because it's over. But yeah, so we keep adding different things in here. Obviously, once opening day starts, like the MLB full season will be gone, and then you'll have daily and weekly for that as well. So I'm really excited about that. So if you haven't done an MLB full season, you want to get in there soon because once the season starts, it'll go away. I don't know if we'll have like a mid-season one where it's like the last half of the season type of thing, but yeah. So there's gonna be daily and weekly in here as well, and of course NFL, which me and you, Justin, cannot wait for at some point.
Absolutely. And most of our audience, obviously, um,
Exactly.
but just so you know, like this is how user friendly this is. I hopped in here for the first time several weeks ago, whenever you first showed me all this individually, and I was able to see here's the main lobby. There's where we go to pick out all of our whatever games we want to possibly play. We can scroll through. We can hit our active leagues where we can just click on MLB and see all of our MLB active leagues. Which is only two because I'm having so much trouble even filling leagues. I know Coach has filled one or two. I've only got one filled. I have this one right here, guys, that I'm trying to fill up, right? So I have 3 spots left on this trying to fill it. It's a $5 league. Okay. If you see this on Saturday and it's not full yet, this is going to drop on Saturday. If it's not filled by then and you hop in with and take one of those last 3 spots, then you're going to get a deck of our monster cards, our um, uh, from the Frankenstank Listener League, the monster cards. You'll get a deck for free. I'll ship them out to you. So I need to fill this league so we can get rolling on and start the next best ball league. Probably more of a weekly one once the season kicks off. So reach out to me at JustinFF_ or get on here on Rival and or in our Gilded chat, and I'll talk about that stuff all in a second. But reach out, get a hold of me. I'll send you the link to it. But yeah, so best ball, you can go to your history. You can click on the sport if that you want. MLB and NBA is what we have going on right now. Nothing with NFL just yet, just like Neal said, but they're coming. They're coming. So it's what Dion said, right? NFL, we coming.
Yeah, it'll be here soon. I mean, as soon as we can, obviously, but I'm super excited about it. Like I said, I've been doing tons of basketball and baseball, but of course, I want the NFL ones there.
We also have bingo. Fantasy bingo is still in play. You've got NBA and you have MLB. So we've got bingo cards for both of those. And these are on the daily, right?
Yes.
So it's for the next day. So since we're on the bingo, I'm jumping a little bit ahead on the show notes here, but since we're already on the bingo, I'm gonna go ahead and buy some bingo cards. We're gonna buy some NBA cards, and Neal is actually gonna pick my team for me. As
the only thing is with the NFL, with the NBA, I think it might only give us the players for today still because there's still guys that are playing, so we might have to be limited. But we can still make it work. We'll pick some players.
Yeah, that's all good. No, it's fine. So we
I'll
have
pick them.
they're all at the top too. So whoever's available
Yeah.
is at the top. So first we need our point guard. So we've got 3
Yeah.
here.
Yeah,
Isaiah
let's
Thomas.
go. Yeah, I mean they actually just signed him, so it's like I'm curious. Do we gamble? Do we take that risk? I think Trent Forrest is like the most clearest one to actually play and get points, but I'm curious to see what Isaiah Thomas does, so we can just risk it all right now. I mean, we can get crazy, or we can
Let's
play it
do it.
safe.
Let's
Let's
do
get
it.
crazy though. Yeah,
And this is what we do on a regular. So that you want to send guys like myself and Neal challenges on Rival
yeah.
because we're crazy enough to accept them. Um, I mean, we bet on Gardner Minshew and Aiden O'Connell against each other, so we'll bet on anything on Rival. Let's see. All right, so
Exactly.
shooting guard.
Let's go with Booker.
Okay, that sounded like a no brainer. Quick response. Small forward.
let's go with Grayson Allen on this one.
All right. He's playing Atlanta. Oh, so we're going
It's
Phoenix.
pretty much gonna be Phoenix Atlanta players. Yep.
But so far it's just Phoenix.
Yeah, I'm gonna stick with Phoenix here too. I think Kevin Durant.
I don't think they're even giving us Atlanta players to choose from.
Let's go. Yeah, there's I think I've seen some. I'll check though. Yeah, there
It's all
is.
right.
Just different positions.
Gotcha. All right. So the center. Oh yeah, we got some
All
options
right.
there.
Yeah. Here, let mm, let's go with let's throw an Atlanta player in there. Let's go with Capella, Clint Capella.
All right. Clint Capella.
All right, let's go Murray, Dejounte Murray. Get another Atlanta player in the mix.
And then we've got two more utility players.
Two more spots. All right. Let's go with Beal.
And
And for the last spot, let's go with Hunter. DeAndre Hunter.
all right. So we're gonna submit this roster and then we're gonna pick how many. And honestly, it doesn't really matter that there's only one game's worth of players because the categories that you could potentially get something in are random anyway. So that's what
Yep.
I kind of like about that. I only have $1 in voucher money, so I'll use my balance here. We'll buy 5 cards. And the more cards you buy, the higher your chances of winning. Again, we're recording this Thursday night, so if you guys have seen this Saturday morning and you're playing this, you're going to have a lot more players to choose from on Saturday
Yeah.
for all the Saturday games. So now we can do is we can look at one of the cards and see what the achievements are. So if I have a shooting or a small forward that has more than 7 blocks, then this category right here will be checked off. It'll be filled in with that teal green color right there. And then if you get 5 in a row, you get bingo. My only complaint, you need to run this up the flagpole, is it's bingo. We still deserve a free space.
Yeah, I know. There's always little variations. I know everyone tells us because like when I first heard how you could win, they said you could win 4 in any corner. I'm like, I never heard of that. I know for all 4 corners. And I talked to some people, they're like, no, I play bingo and there is 4 in any corner too. I'm like, oh really? I didn't know there's so many variations to bingo. So
Yeah.
yeah, maybe a free spot in the middle, will pop up there one day.
And my mom wins actual bingo like all the time. So I think I'm doing
Does
this right.
she?
I have her come on and choose my team. Like every time she goes, she wins. It's insane. All
It's
right.
in your
So we've
blood,
got
man.
Yeah, I did win in week 2 of the NFL, and that was actually my next question to you, my man. Is what are some of the big success stories that you've had playing with Rival? Now, other than the fact that they've hired you to one of the big wigs to help support their channel and stuff, like as far as actually playing on the platform, what are some successes or achievements that you've hit?
All right, so I think my biggest hit probably was in bingo in the NFL season. I think I had over $200 win on one card. I've had a few different kinds of ways that I've won in bingo, like in terms of sometimes I do like a bunch of cards and I get like $10, $15 on each card, or sometimes I hit a big one. So like, yeah, I think 200 something dollars was like my biggest one in the NFL season. I actually just won 90 the other day in Bestball for basketball, I think it was. So yeah, I mean, I've had some pretty decent hits, but a lot of times, it could be big ones. It could be a lot of the small ones, just kind of nickel and diamond. And because, with Rival, like we're not trying to get rich, right? Like it's not the name of the game. There's not like $1 million tournaments and play
Right.
this tournament with 100,000 people and win 500,000 guarantee. So it's like it's small wins sometimes, and that's what I like because a lot of times I'm trying to settle debates, I'm trying to settle arguments. So it's like sometimes it's personal wins, and then sometimes there's the big money wins. But all in all, like yeah, I've had some really big wins. To me, $200 is a lot, $90 is a lot. But I've had a lot of small wins along the way too that all add up. But I just don't look at that. I don't add it all up in my mind. But I'm sure I've had some really good days that have been up there as well.
Yeah, my big one was that week 2 win because, it was really hot that week. It was a high jackpot, and I think I
Yeah,
split with 2 other people, and I still won like $450. But
nice.
honestly, that's still like isn't even quite as good as winning a heads up challenge bet against a buddy. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like you hear them talking all that smack about that wide receiver and how you're stupid for starting that running back over them, and you're like, you know what? $10. Let's lay
yep.
this down. Lay down a $10
Yeah, I've had
bet.
some fun wins like that in the in season bets. I had a lot of those. And then like you said, the challenges because you can even the cool thing about challenges like yeah, you got the money bet on that platform, but when because I do a lot of stuff like side bets for like avatars and stuff like that, but like you can do them now on here, still have money involved, but also obviously have your thing on there on the side, like you're gonna pick the Abby for the person or whatever. So yeah, I still a lot of debates and challenges.
Yeah, man, that Jeff Saturday win for the Colts, his only win was that cost you an avatar right there, didn't it?
Yeah, it did. It did. It did.
All right.
But hopefully Gardner Minshew gets me some more wins this year, right?
And I tell you, so this is what I've always said about Gardner Minshew, man. I feel like he is one of the absolute best backup quarterbacks in the NFL. He's going to
Hmm.
win you games as a backup. He's just not good enough to win you Super Bowls. So
Yeah.
he'll keep you good enough to keep you from being able to draft a better quarterback to replace him. So from that vantage point, I'm glad he's gone. But everybody loves Minshew, right? Like everybody loves
Yeah.
Gardner. So he's fun to watch. He's fun to root for. So it was fun having him for a year. But honestly, I kind of wish we wouldn't have had him because he just kept us from getting a better draft pick. But it is what it is. It's
it
still fun.
and I'm sure you talked about it, and I don't want to go too off the rails here, but what do you think the Raiders' plans are with him? Do you think they paid him that money to be a backup, like for sure, or do you think they're going to actually try to draft a quarterback early and make them all compete? Like, what is your personal thought for that?
Honestly, I didn't think that Aiden, but I mean, I think that there's room to grow there. So my thinking is they bring in Gardner. He is a backup, and he backs up Aiden to see what Aiden's got. They've got this season. They might switch to Gardner if they determine that Aiden just isn't going to be the man. I'm not sure that
Right.
they drafted Aiden O'Connell to be the man, and I think that they never really felt that
Yeah.
way about Aiden O'Connell. So it's going to be a short leash for sure. But he's going to have an opportunity, right? And then if he doesn't succeed, and they bring in Minshew, I honestly I don't think that they have a reason to bring in Minshew either because again he's just going to keep you from getting a good quarterback. So
Yeah.
so Minshew probably will be the backup for the whole season unless O'Connell gets hurt, and then you guys are looking at a better quarterback next season. And they might draft, if Nix is still there late in round 2 or whatever, well, actually, I don't know that the Raiders have a late second round pick unless they've traded. But anyway, if there's a quarterback like that that's still there late in the second, early third, and they've got a pick there, sure, yeah, go ahead and take another guy. But I just don't. If I'm the GM, I'm not doing that. I'm just going to let it ride this season, see what O'Connell's got, and then take my shot with the next draft. So that's me
Yeah.
personal.
Yeah. Yeah. No, it makes sense logically. I still think that like they might try to draft a quarterback. I don't know, man. Like if they can trade up, I don't know if anyone's gonna give them that opportunity to, but like, they have ties, the head coach Pierce has ties to Jaden Daniels. So like I can see them getting crazy and doing something like that. I've seen a bunch of rumors about Michael Penix and all this kind of stuff now, like trading up for him late in the first or whatever. It's like, man, I don't know, man. I
But
can see them doing it, but having those three quarterbacks would be kind of weird, I guess. But
I mean, realistically, you're in the 13 spot. And looking at teams that need quarterbacks, if you really want one of those top 3 and you want to guarantee that you're getting one of those top 3, you're going to have to trade up to get into the top 3. And that's
yeah,
that's that's big capital, man. That's a lot of draft
yeah,
picks. If Raiders have more holes than just quarterback to fill. I don't know,
yeah,
man. Honestly, if anything, I'd probably even trade back a little bit and try to get a couple more draft picks if I'm the Raiders at this point. But I'm the kind of guy that always looks at it as almost like a dynasty league. Like I almost look at it as I want the future. I want to be
Right.
able to be successful long term, and by successful I mean at least get me into the playoffs, right?
Right.
Or fighting for a playoff spot every year. In order to do that, you need a quarterback, and you're not going to get a quarterback at
Yeah.
13. Then if you trade up to get a quarterback, then that quarterback's not going to have many weapons if you trade away all the draft pieces.
Right.
So, like, I don't know. So, me personally, I'm trading back. I'm getting more draft picks, and I'm essentially tanking this season, not
Yeah.
intentionally. I really want to see what O'Connell's got. Get him some weapons. Maybe he'd be good.
Yeah.
But
Yeah. I
I
think a
don't
lot of teams are going to see what the Texans did last year with CJ Stroud
know.
and just think, man, which quarterback
Bill
can do
Andy.
that for us? You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah. That was a ballsy move, man. They made
Yeah.
that extra trade. They got back-to-back picks, and they rolled with it. And CJ Stroud has turned out to be CJ Stroud. I mean, definitely an incredible way to go about doing it. I mean, sure, if the Raiders can do that, if they can go all draft day on, get Kevin Costner in that room, then who knows?
It feels like that's what the Bears are trying to do. Like they're hoping Caleb Williams will have a CJ Stroud type year, right? I mean, trading for all those veterans and signing veterans, it's like that feels like what they're going for, right? It's clearly not a rebuild.
Right. I do want to show too, because not all of you are going to have the ability to play the best ball leagues, because not all of you live in an approved state. But I want to show you this. If you go to the best ball tab off here to the right, that mock drafts, you can click on that and actually set up a mock draft. Okay. And you can do all your mock drafts right here on Rival. You can do mock drafts. It's for all three sports, right?
Yes.
Yeah, even football. Like you guys can be doing mock drafts on football right now, which there's a more than high likelihood that you're going to be seeing one of those done on Rival on our flagship show pretty soon, actually. So you can get a better idea of what that looks like. This isn't a mock draft episode. We're going to be talking about that probably in a couple more months. I might start doing some mock drafts on here. But we'll see. Who knows? I love drafting. I love mock drafts. I might even do one in a couple weeks. Let's see. I've got to push the Gilded here now. So our Gilded channel has over 200 people in it. I think it's like 220. But we have people in there that are chatting about everything. We've got NCAA talk going on right now, and we have people that are chatting up the NFL draft that's heating up. So a little bit of everything, mostly all football, but we got several other things that we're talking about in the Gilded. And if you don't already have it, it's just an app that's kind of like Discord or whatever on your phone. Just download the Gilded app, reach out to me. Again, that's at JustinFF_. You can see it right there underneath the join Rival link at JustinFF_. Reach out to me and I will send you an invite. And then whenever it asks for your reason that you're joining, just type in their Rival. That'll be good enough. And then we'll make sure to get you in the Rival chat as well. Because as we go through with these seasons, guys, you want to send me challenges. So if you're in that Rival chat, then you can shoot me a quick message that says, hey, I sent you a challenge. Because we do have notifications now, which is nice, but I don't always see them unless I'm logged in. So because I don't use the app personally. I like the web interface. I don't use a whole lot of apps for about anything because I'm just an old man. And that's why I love your website, because it kind of walks the old guys through it. But so you actually have to be clicked in to see the notifications. So that's what I love about our Gilded chat, and so many other things we've got going on in the Gilded chat. You had mentioned something earlier that kind of reminded me of a giveaway that we're. Oh, no. It was the 32 team, 32 division fantasy football league that we've got going on. Wicked, our man Wicked, has stepped up big. It's going to be up to a $4,000 top prize for the winner of this league. It's 32 divisions, 12 teams per division. That's a whole lot of teams all wrapped up and rolled up in one. But the winner of that ultimate championship could win up to $4,000, assuming we get all the spots filled. and he's a pretty motivated guy. He's already filled a couple of the leagues, and he just started like 2 days ago. So this thing's going to fill. All right. So I'm pretty confident in it. But make sure you're reaching out to us at Toy Listed Titles or email us toylistedtitles@gmail.com if you want in on that 32 team league. And of course, the Bijan Robinson autographed jersey giveaway for our Patreons. You have to be a Patreon or you got to buy some extra opportunities. So if you are a Patreon at the MVP level, you automatically get a free entry. If you are a Patreon at the Hall of Fame level, you get 2 free entries. And if you want more entries, then all you have to do is, and I put it in the show notes so that I wouldn't forget, all you have to do is send us a donation of $5 to get 1 entry, $10 will get you 3 extra entries, and $20 get you 10 extra entries. Just from what I've seen with our entry so far, and this thing closes out in it'd be 8 days whenever this drops on March 31st is when it closes out. If you drop a couple of those $20 donations and get a couple of those 10 extra entries, you're probably going to have a pretty good chance of winning this Bijan Robinson autographed jersey. Here's how you send those donations. It's on PayPal, and you just send it to toylistedtitles@gmail.com on PayPal, or in the comments section right here, because this is going to be shown as a premiere, so I'll be watching the chats. You can click that little money emblem right next to the comments section there, and you can donate right there as well. So that's so again, those total amounts that you can donate are $5, $10, or $20. Drop that in there or on the PayPal, and we will get you we'll get you all set up with more entries into the Bijan Robinson autograph jersey. All right. Let's see. Am I missing anything else? Are there any like other like
Listen,
back end?
you guys have a lot of exciting stuff going on. I don't know.
No, I meant with Rival. I'm back on Rival.
Oh, okay.
Now.
I'm sorry. I'm so caught up in the Toy Listed Title stuff, man.
You're jotting down that PayPal account, right? So you can try to win that
exactly. Exactly.
You'd be like our man Pete Sandoval. He's been logging into all these different sites and winning all kinds of crazy autographs. He got a DJ Moore and I don't know. He's
you guys even have like the card stuff going on the channel, the card breaks and everything. I'm like, guys are doing everything.
Yeah. That's Genesis card breaks. Yeah. I wish I could tell you what time and day he breaks those because he doesn't even know. It's just whenever it fills. When he has the next filled, he goes with it. So that man's constantly breaking. So yeah, we got a little bit of everything, man. But I was talking about Rival. Are there any other back end updates that we missed that we didn't talk about? I want to make sure that we hit everything because I'm not going to have you on every single week. So I want to hit everything.
Right. Yeah, I mean, so I think, okay, we talked about, MLB challenges and bingo got launched recently. So those are both the newest things to hit since Bestball, besides Bestball. It's the challenges and bingo for baseball. For me personally, like baseball right now is still in spring training. So the challenges are a little risky for me. I have done some of the bingo just because, as we talked about, it's like all these different achievements. So they're not as hard to hit for me in my mind. Like I believe they're possible, but the challenges are a little more difficult because like you never know how long guys are gonna stay in for, if they're actually gonna play, if they're all these situations. So it's like it's a little more risky, but people kept asking for it. Like, are the challenges gonna be there? Challenges gonna be there? Bingo gonna be there? So like we rolled it out. So that's out. That's out now. So those are probably the biggest additions. In terms of and we had the rookies added to the mock drafts that you spoke about earlier. The ADP is a little crazy right now, just because of the data sources that we use haven't updated their ADPs, so it's not updated in the system. We are looking at possibly at some point the idea of having like an actual rival ADP, so that way we don't have to worry about that kind of stuff. But for now, it's a little out of whack. The players are there though, so yeah, those are the biggest updates. And I have seen some things that like the dev team is working on right now, exciting stuff for like totally revamped challenges. Everything looks amazing. So yeah, like there's some big overhauls coming. So like what you're seeing now is not the final, thing. Like it's gonna get crazy. It's gonna be really awesome looking. So there's a lot of exciting stuff coming. I don't know a date yet, so I don't want to give anything like that, but they already are designing them and working on them, and they look awesome.
No, that's great, man. And we'll just have to have you back on to talk about that later. So, but for now, I guess that's really it. That's all the big points that we wanted to talk about for today. So the last thing I've got for you, I also have a 32 team league, just 32 teams in one league, one division, or well, I guess it's going to be 8 divisions, 2 conferences, set up like the NFL. If you join my league, then you represent your favorite team on there. If your favorite team's taken, you can take another team. But like I'm going to be the Colts, so my division is going to be, whoever is representing the Texans, the Jaguars, and the Titans, and we're all going to be in the same division together. And it's kind of like a quasi best ball league. I'm kind of creating my own rules with this. So like if you draft CMC, you're not actually getting CMC, you're getting all of the 49ers running backs, and then you get points for all of the running backs that week. So if CMC gets hurt, Elijah Mitchell steps in and he scores 2 touchdowns, you still get those 2 touchdowns because you started all 3 of the 49ers running backs. So it's kind of a cool setup that way. You don't really have to set a lineup every week. There's no trades, but if CMC gets hurt, then you're allowed to drop him to go pick up his next backup. So that's kind of how that league works. So if you're watching this, you're interested in that, please hit me up because I'm struggling to fill this league and I can't move on to the next league until this one's full. So that's at JustinFF_. Toiletsandtitles.com. I don't know. I could keep going on forever. We've hit everything we want to talk about with Rival, and I still haven't finished the season finale of The Floor on Tubi. So I'm kind of right in the middle of that right now. So I think it might be time to go, Neal. What do you think?
Yeah, it's cool, man. That's fine. I think we covered everything. I mean, have you just staying on TV for a second? Have you watched Shogun at all?
No, but I've heard good reviews. Like I've seen like
man.
it's like been nominated for a bunch of stuff. So okay,
yeah, I started watching it. It's really good. I highly recommend it.
You remember what platform?
But I'm a guy who's still watching the Walking Dead series, and so you can't really trust me that much, I guess. Oh, you do? Okay, it's hard to find people who still watch Walking Dead. I watched like every single variation, everything. So,
of course. So you watched this last one with Rick and Michonne when they got out of that helicopter. Oh, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah,
man.
It was
a sick episode.
Yeah. So I used to watch The Talking Dead back when that was a thing. Afterward, they would just talk about The Walking Dead.
Yep.
And I remember one of the producers on there talking about how at the very end, the way they're going to all rope this whole thing together is they're going to tie it into a full-length or action-length movie, like in the theaters and stuff.
Right.
So I think it's going to be pretty tight to try to, if they're able to do that, pull it all back together again, and hopefully, get Daryl back with the group. And
have you watched all the different spinoffs, everything? Like,
oh yeah.
So
but now, there are a couple of there's a couple of them where we only got like halfway through or something like that, and we're gonna have to go back and finish. But yeah, no, we've watched as many of them as we possibly can. Like we're trying to keep tabs with Morgan and that whole group. So yeah, absolutely, yeah. I'm a total deadhead, I guess.
Yeah, sounds like a Walking Dead spinoff podcast is coming for Toilets and Titles. No.
Hey, I don't know about Toilets and Titles, man, but I'm definitely down to sit down and talk.
Sounds good.
All right. Well, for actually, you know what? I'm going to show your credentials down here at the bottom again, real quick, just so that people know where to find.
Appreciate it.
And for Neal, for Rival Fantasy, this is Justin. This has been